Welcome to Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi, a podcast that showcases people you may not know who are choosing to use their gifts to inspire and move the planet.
Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi. My guest, Ima Robinson, is here, and I am super excited to be having this conversation with her and to share it with you guys. So it's like you guys are sitting in on our conversation in the living room. So come on in, cop a squat, have a seat, and listen to Miss Ima Robinson share who she is.
All right. Was that my cue?
That was your cue. Take it away.
So as she told you, my name is Ima Robinson. I am a meditation teacher, a crystal chakra healer, and psychic. I just started my own metaphysical business this year where I align people's chakras with crystals. I teach different forms of meditation. And also I'm kind of in the mix to go back to school because I want to put everything together and eventually just be a full spiritual life coach. So I'll just know how to do everything and I can help other people learn how to do it too. So it's been a journey. I have been kind of empathic, I guess, all my life and didn't know too much what to do with it when I was young and kind of wished it away, I guess you can kind of say.
Yes.
But I've always been a real easygoing person, and I would notice that people were just attracted to me, and I would just start counseling them on life, and even like knowing things that I shouldn't have known that I never learned. It's like my words started not being my own as I'm counseling people and telling them things, and I'd stop after the conversation like, how did I know that? You know, but that was just part of me and who I was and the gifts. And it took tragedy, like most of psychics and people who have abilities. It takes a tragedy for something to come out for you to really know what your gifts are. And about 2 years ago is when I had lost my fiance and the father of my oldest child, who is now 20, and to a car accident. And I had to know where he went. I didn't know where, why did this happen? Now, all of a sudden the future that I was planning just took a turn for the worse. Like, what's going to happen? What's going on?
Right.
And I started getting things pop up to me on social media and just different aspects of my life. I learned about angel numbers and how to interpret and read them. And I noticed that I reached out to a psychic friend. She had messages from him for me of things that only me and him would know. And like I said, I started reading the angel numbers and I knew he was with me and he was guiding me to this spiritual side. And
yes.
that I learned about meditation and things like that. And all of a sudden, everything just started to grow. My psychic ability started to grow. The more I meditated, the more I got into being grateful. The power of gratitude alone is just amazing. Waking up every day and thanking whoever your higher power is, your angels, your spirits, your guardians, your ancestors, thanking the universe, and you feel that joy. That alone is amazing. And you notice things just start to change for the better. All the bad luck I used to have, all the emotional stress, the depression, all of that just started to leave. And now I barely see any of that type of stuff in my life anymore. I see it in other people and I'm like, hey, this is what you can do. Let me align your chakras. And I'm telling you, life will get better because I'm living proof. I did all the experiments on myself first. And then on my friends and family to make sure that these things were really working. And it's been an amazing journey since then. Like just starting my business this year and it already climbing so fast. I probably have to, I work with a lot of stones and crystals for prosperity and money gain and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, ever since I got like this moldavite right here, month after month after month, I just built from having an idea of a business to being in a full-fledged business.
Hold it up.
Yeah.
Hold it up.
Oh, the moldavite?
Yeah. Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah, when people, I have people just hold it. Like, so some people that work with crystals be like, no, you can't touch my crystals, it's bad luck. No, every crystal I have, touch it, play with it, because
Yes.
you might find something that's meant for you in your life. So yeah, my
Yes.
daughter even, she'll hold this and you'll see her, she'll almost like fall over because the vibration is so high. But it did, it instantly like started to raise my vibration to the best. And then just prosperity, luck, money. At times when I used to worry about how bills were going to get paid and I wasn't getting enough hours at work and stuff, now all of a sudden I'm getting raises, I'm getting promotions at my regular job. Plus, I'm getting all types of attention for this new business, more support than I ever thought I would have.
Yes.
Like, the metaphysical is real, and I try to, get that across to people. Like, these were the ways of our ancestors,
Yes.
you know
Yes.
and they were blocked out by scared people, and it was called witchcraft, and it was called all these things that, all of a sudden it became forbidden. And so we lost our way, as humans. We lost our way somehow,
Yes.
and now that we're back in a society where it's becoming okay to be free who you are, we're finding these ways again, and it's so
Yes.
amazing. And I'm just so happy to be a part of the new healing of the world.
Yes.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. That is so amazing. So what was your um what what was your take on spirituality growing up? Were you raised in this type of environment, or how were you raised?
No, actually, we weren't labeled as Christian. I guess my family was brought up Baptist.
Okay.
Down south, my family is from Mississippi, and my grandmother had moved her and her three kids up here, my dad and my two uncles, to have a better life in Iowa. And this is just where my family had started from. I was born up here in Iowa, but yeah, they're kind of raised Baptist. But my grandma was never a full religious person. It was almost like, you believed in God and Jesus. Here's the Bible. You do your take on it. Just know that there is a higher power.
Okay.
So um, everything else was kind of like the mythical, magical parts of it that I'm now finding out in life were storybook to me, or in the movies, or it wasn't real. Yeah, ghosts and stuff was real because I used to see apparitions and stuff like that when I was little, but I didn't have any guidance. And then, parents and
Yes.
stuff tell you, oh, it's just your imaginary friend.
Yes.
You got a wild imagination. And
Yes.
then when I got older and I looked back on the situation, I was like, oh, no, 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 no.
Those were
That's
my spirit
real.
guides and
Yes.
yes.
Definitely.
So when did you realize that, or when did it start happening for you that you can remember that you saw spirits, or that
I was probably like around 5 or 6 years old when I first seen any spirits. Like, the hairs would raise up on the back of my neck, like I knew somebody was around me. They'd raise
Mm-hmm.
up my arms. I would just feel like I was being watched. And I remember even seeing people that looked pale, like older people and stuff, but they didn't look like they were coherent in life. They would just be standing across the street or something like that. And I'd always think there was something strange about that. And then I thought about, like, I seen a ghost, just standing there. Once I got older, like, whoa. But when I was young, I didn't doubt it. And I did. Was I crazy? Is this my imagination?
Right.
But now, yeah, when I got older and finally started to realize what was going on, and then come to find out, my great grandmothers and stuff had ghost stories and stuff that they told my dad. So kind of like my spirituality, here comes to hide that stuff back then. So now it's like, well, I could have got some guidance all along, knowing that it was in my family, but they were in the era where they had to hide that type of stuff. So it wasn't
Yes.
talked about.
No, of course not. We
Right.
couldn't come full out
Right.
back in those days, right?
No, not at all.
I know. I had similar experiences. My grandmother actually was able to guide me somewhat because she. It's gonna sound funny, but she was a pastor, preacher, teacher, evangelist type. But she also embraced spirit on another level, way different from people in her circle. So it's like she began to branch out, and then she began to see, a lot of the gifts in me. So she kind of nurtured me a little bit along with a lot of things. She actually was the only person that I could talk to. And so I was able to get some nurturing and I honestly some love I felt, because I knew I was different. And I knew that I saw things that other people didn't see. And I knew that I talked to people that other people didn't, hear. And I knew that I had those gifts and stuff. But, at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you don't want to be weird. It's like, no, I'm not going to be weird. I'm going to just try to blend in. And so for me,
Right.
that was my experience with that. And then, of course, what we do, we shut all that stuff down because we don't want to be weird. And so when it starts opening back up for us and we start to really, embrace all of us is what I say. Because, so many times, especially in our history, they want to shut us down any damn way.
Oh, yeah.
In any way they can, they want to keep us locked out of who we are. So I'm just grateful just to be able to be doing this work, and I'm grateful to be able to be having these conversations. It's just amazing because I know that it's time for this world to open up. And I know that we are on the battle. We're on the battlefield, and you and I are on the front lines. So what do you see for yourself going forward? What is it that your vision for your business in the future?
Well, the next move will be to get an office, because I travel right now to people's homes, or we do things over video chat. And just recently, my business was accepted into the diversity women's entrepreneur market.
Nice.
So for the last couple weekends, all the way until the next month on the 10th, will be the last weekend. But I get to go up there, set up a tent, and do almost like I'm a traveling gypsy,
Nice.
which is really cool. And I get I sell crystals, I sell my oils that I make, I align chakras, past life readings, and then I also do some pendulum readings, let people ask the pendulum some questions. So that was
cool.
So that's been really cool. So I got to do that. But my next move with everything will be to get an office space, and people can come to the office too, and won't just have to me travel into them or video chat. And I kind of want to make it a sanctuary, because I have some other psychic friends who do readings and different stuff. I'm like, when I get this office, we can all use this, because we're going to go by appointments. Like, let's make it a thing. Let's all help each other,
Yes.
So
that's awesome.
It's definitely going to be a metaphysical sanctuary. So I think that'll be great.
That is awesome.
And then eventually what I want to do is also merge another business, because being a chef, I want to do something with that too. So I was going to open up a food truck and have my teenage daughters run it. And it's going to be called the Traveling Gypsy. And it's just going to kind of travel all over Iowa and have like a Facebook following and be like, where's the truck going to be today? Come get it. I already had my menu planned from a long time ago. So it'll have each meal has to do with something of the 12 zodiac signs.
Nice.
So they're all named something like cosmic and magical, but it's really just a bunch of everybody's kind of favorite foods that they go to the food trucks or they go to the fairs to go eat anyway. But they'll have my spin on them. So yeah, I'll have my kids run that, and then I'll have the metaphysical. We can meet up in different towns and do different things. Just try to, bring people back out now that this COVID stuff is kind of dying down. And so yeah, that'll be another venture. And I hope to make enough revenue one day that I can just travel and do free seminars for people. So I can make business money in these other.
So you might want to consider. You might want to consider a nonprofit.
Really want to be able to help. That's eventually what I want to do. I want to be able to life coach people, spiritual life coach people for free eventually.
So what you might want to think about is a nonprofit that would give you like a nonprofit arm of your business. So like, you have your food truck and you have your metaphysical thing, and then you do create another nonprofit arm where you can funnel from your
Right.
regular businesses into the nonprofit, and then also have people to support that, and that will
Yep.
be like a give back, right?
Yep. That's what that's that's everything to me, helping other people, giving back. And I mean, how can I not be fulfilling in life? I love
Yes.
what I do, and I want to be able to help other people too, because there's many of us out there that don't know what they are. So,
Don't you see them all the
and
time?
right. I see.
When
I notice them all the time. And I was like, let me tell you, so I've had people stop talking to me because they're scared of the stuff
Yes,
that I'm telling them.
yes. So
And
yeah,
I'm like, you'll come back within yourself one day, and you will come back, and you'll want answers, and I'll be ready. I'll be ready to give them to you then. But
I
until then,
love.
I understand because I was scared too.
I was gonna say I love the fact that you like to have the connection. That you like to talk to people in person. That's huge
I
because a lot
do.
of people don't, and
I
I think
know,
that's
and
that's
I
amazing.
right, and I just feel like it needs to be some time of in-person type of thing because then you'll really get to feel my vibration, and I'll get to feel yours too. And then I have more of an insight on what it is you need, what services you need, what I can help you with, you know.
And
Even if you can't afford my services, if I can just give you a free consultation and point you in
yes,
some directions that you can go, you know what I'm saying? Then that's fulfilling to
yes.
me. I didn't start this to about money. It was about myself first of all, you
Uh-huh.
know, and then it was about healing my family and my household, and then I just wanted to give.
Yes.
So the money part about it is just gonna propel me forward in where we
Well,
live. We have to have money, but
yes.
uh,
I was gonna say that's the icing.
yes, yep.
That's
But
like the
also,
icing on the cake.
it
Yeah,
is about the
I
heart. It
agree.
is about sharing your heart and healing everybody else's heart. That's my motivation.
I have a friend that is that loves that too, and she wants to. We used to do circles, like in-person circles, and I actually just did one. I think maybe a month ago now, a couple weeks ago or something, and I enjoyed it so much. And so I was telling her, I said, well, why don't you use Zoom and, do some circles? She said, cause I don't like to do it like that. It's not the same. She said, I prefer the in-person, and so that's kind of where she was with that. And I was like, okay. I said, well, I actually don't really like to do circles on Zoom either. I said, now I do sessions on Zoom, but not circles. I said, but the
Right.
circle that I did in person, I really enjoyed it. And so now I'm looking around trying to find, another place to do some more circles and stuff, with the time that I can do it, because I really did like the connection of it that way. Um, so yeah, that's like powerful. I'm super grateful to meet even people that like to do in person, because to be honest, girl, I meet a lot of people that do this work that we do and they don't like to do it in person. They don't.
Right. Right. I do, but I've always been an extroverted person. I mean, in school, I was theatrical. I did the singing, the dancing, the show choir, like talent shows. Like, I was always just like out there. So I love to I'm an extrovert.
That's amazing. And then if you were taking
So
care
I
of people
do. I like
too,
being,
and then if you were taking care of people for all those years too,
yes,
that had to be, yeah, because you kind of have to do that in order to be able to connect with people like on that level.
right. Yep.
That's awesome. So as you go, if you had to give advice to somebody that was in the space where you were when you made this transition, when you decided that metaphysical was where you needed to be,
Hmm.
because that I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you because I'm hearing your story. But when I began to have those transitions and stuff, it was a little bit difficult,
Hmm.
because my gifts started opening up, and, and I started being on this path where I was seeking and trying to figure out, what did I want to do, and, where was my life going to turn and all that stuff, because my story, I had gotten divorced um, after a 20-year marriage. And by the time I got divorced, and I took some time to heal and all these things, and I began to see where did I want to go in my life, because I knew that I wasn't going to be a nurse for 50 years like my mama. I couldn't see it.
Right.
My mama has been a nurse for 50 years. I'm like, no.
Yep. My mom, I want to say my mom's been in it for like 32 or something like that years. And I followed that and I said the same thing. I can't, Mom. I love it. I love helping people, but this is not how I'm supposed to do it.
Yes, exactly. This is not for
But,
me. So yeah, so you had to talk to somebody
right.
that was there at that place. What would you say to them? How would you help them?
First thing I try to let people know is kind of look at where you're at. Everything you've been through in life up till that point, and look around at how much you got. And even if you don't think it's that much, and I'm talking about everything from yourself to your job to the people in your life to the materials, your home. And I need you to first start practicing being grateful for that little bit. That you're
Yes.
not where you used to be, that you're not in somebody else's situation, that you are you right now. And you need to start being grateful every day for that little bit you got. And I guarantee you'll start feeling happy, you'll start feeling a little bit better, and then all of a sudden you will start gaining in the areas where you have felt like you have struggled. Gratitude is so powerful. Once you start appreciating everything about life, from the trees, the wind blowing, it's a nice day, just the smallest little things, everything in your life, that is a good stepping stone. That builds a good foundation for a good attitude for yourself, for you to start radiating happiness to people. Like gratitude starts to build you up. As far as metaphysical and things like that, you'll learn things will start coming to you also. Like, I didn't know about aligning chakras or necessarily what they were. This information just started coming at me. And I'm like, I love school. I love uh, knowledge. Like, I'm forever wanting to learn something. Like, you know,
Yes.
if it's not for me to learn and it's not for me, it's not going to come to me or I'm not going to understand it. But if I understand it and it
Yes.
grasps me and it's for me, I'm going to learn about it. So I love knowledge. So learning all that stuff, it was like light bulbs going off for me. Like, yes, this makes sense. And I'm going to try it. And I was my own guinea pig. So yes, just start at gratitude. Start at gratitude and changing your limiting beliefs in your mindset. How you
Mm.
think about yourself, how you think about others. Start small. If it's one step per day, just start small, but keep incorporating those good, positive practices in your life. And soon, that person that you was looking at that you want to be in life will become habit because you're now training yourself to be this person. And then one day you look up and you're this person. You're the person that you were looking for.
Yes. Yes. That is so powerful. What can you share a little bit about your daily practices that you use in your life?
Yes. So my first thing when I get up in the morning, at some point, I'm like, thank you, God, thank you, Jesus, thank you, guardians, thank you, angels, thank you, ancestors, thank you, universe. So I'm thinking six off the top every day. That is my first practice of gratitude when I get up. Then when I get up into the bathroom and stuff, I light a candle. I get in a good atmosphere. If I feel like I want it to be a prosperous day, there's certain colors like green for money. Or if I want to attract love that day, I may burn a pink or a red candle. Or if I just want to be in my spiritual body or mind, I'll burn like a white or a purple candle. But I'll get myself in that mindset and I'll just look in the mirror and I tell myself what I am, you know, affirmations to yourself. So I'm beautiful. I am spontaneous. I am loving. I am a psychic. I am this. I am that. Like just building myself up. And then after that, it's music. I have to listen to some type of hyped up music. Like That song "Just Fine" by Mary J. Blige, that is like my go-to. I wouldn't change my life. My life's just fine. I love that. So I listen to a couple hype music, and if I have to work that morning, I'm doing that as I'm getting dressed, keeping myself in a high vibration. But when I get to wherever I'm going, it radiates off me. I get a lot of compliments from the customers and stuff. It's like, oh, Amber, you're always smiling. You're always so happy and good. I hope that makes you smile. I hope that makes you happy today. So definitely. And then at some point, when I get home, or if I do have time in the morning, I line out. I have a certain set of crystals that I've let my pendulum pick out because I have tons of crystals. So the ones that I guess are for me, I think I have 8 of them that I carry in my little satchel every day, and those are my personal crystals. And I just feel like they keep me grounded. They keep me whatever emotional things, everything that they're supposed to work on me, they keep me that every day. So I make sure those are cleansed and just sit with them, whether I'm doing schoolwork or anything, just I have my crystals with me. So I definitely spend time with them during the day too.
That's fabulous. I laugh. I tell people, I said one of the songs I like to listen to, don't judge me. I like to listen to Ice Cube. You can do it, put your back into it. That pumps me up.
Oh my God. That was my first husband. My kids laugh at me because I still be like, that was my husband back in the day. They're like, Mom, that's but I did. I used to love me some Ice Cube.
I put that thing on and I said, I put that one on and then I put the one by DJ Khaled. All I do is win, win, win.
Yes.
Those are my pump up songs.
I love motivational music, and I've always been into like the diva era. So I listen to a lot of Whitney and Monica and
India.Arie.
India Arie, all the divas. I love diva music. So that's like my main playlist, like in their empowering songs,
Yes.
Beyonce, Grown Woman, that's another one of my favorites. Like,
girl, you speaking my language. I tell people, I said, I realized I was hella clairaudient because I love music and I usually always have it playing. And usually I used to play it even during the interviews, but it's just more difficult now. Because you got to have so many devices. So I don't want to waste, but usually like on my lives and stuff, I always have music. But now Facebook is trying to mute it depending on what you play, but I usually play a lot of jazz on my, so usually they don't touch my jazz, but usually, Lord, every now and again, I think I played some Kenny G or something on there and they told me they muted it in 20 countries or something because I didn't have the rights.
Yes.
Right?
I've noticed that they do that lately. I had made some little cute commercials for my oils and I had them on Facebook and they're like, no, you can't play the music on there because, you don't have the rights. I'm like, geez, I don't think I'm putting millions off this oil yet, but by then I will have my own theme song.
I was going to say, and definitely make sure, I think you probably dropped the link, but we definitely want to put the link on so that people are able to access and get those oils and, the products that you have. Because I feel the energy in them already from here, and you're in Iowa and I'm in Washington State.
Yeah, they work. They're made with real herbs, essential oils, and activated crystals. And I have one that attracts like love, like of a significant other love, but it also helps you with self-love and self-esteem. And then I have one that attracts money and prosperity and good fortune. And then I have another one that helps you get into a meditative state, like you'd rub it on your third eye. Or if you have high anxiety or depression, you just put it on where you put your perfumes on, smell it, and it instantly brings you down to that calm level again.
Oh, that's awesome. You have candles as well or no?
Nope, I don't. I haven't ventured off that far yet. But
okay, because I'm waiting.
I have a friend that does candles, so it's kind of like I don't want to step on anybody's toes quite yet.
Yeah.
But I know once the products get out there, there's going to be a higher demand. I've already been working on oatmeal bath salts for different relaxations and meditations. And
so for like spiritual baths?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, well you make sure you hit me up when you get all that stuff ready, because you know, I like that kind of stuff. And people
I
tell
will.
me you should make some whatever, and I say, you know what, I got to stay in my lane. I
Right.
like those things, but that's not something that I really enjoy doing. So I'm not gonna, you know, I said at this point in my life, I don't know about you, but I'm 52 years old. I don't want to do nothing that I don't enjoy. You know what I'm doing. I don't want it to feel like work. You know, I go to
Exactly.
work on Saturday and Sunday, 12 hours. I don't want it to feel like that. You
Right.
know, when I get off Sunday evening, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I don't have to go
Right.
back there till Saturday. And I don't want, you know, what I do in this world to feel like that. Because I'm like you. I love to be joyful. I'm full of gratitude. You know, I try to stay grateful for everything. Like when we get off, I'm going outside to get some roses off the bush in my apartment.
Right.
Because, you know, I just feel like that's where we need to be. And it's so much better in your life when you're there. And I do. And so, you know, I'm so careful to stay in my lane and stay doing the things I enjoy. I mean, like I enjoy making jewelry, and I actually did some jewelry and infused some Reiki into it and stuff like that. And I like doing that,
Oh
but I
yeah.
only like to do it when I like to do it. You know,
Right.
you know, it's
Right.
kind of like writing. So I write too, but I only write when I want to write. I'm not gonna sit down and force myself to do it every day. You know, if I don't want to do it. You know,
Right. I
so
do that
that's
with paint.
yes,
I
yes, exactly.
I am all for what I want to do, whatever I want to paint. But other people be like, "Hey, will you paint me a picture of this, that?" And I was like, if I don't feel it or I don't feel motivated, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna
Yes.
put I'm not gonna put my heart and hard work into that, and it's not gonna. It, and I'm a perfectionist to myself when it comes to like my artwork and stuff. So it's like I know I'm gonna put my heart into it, and it's gonna turn out bomb when I want to do it myself. But your
Right.
stuff might not turn out right, and then it's like a projection of me out there, and I notice all this stuff that don't look right. So it's just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just
Well,
sorry.
and that you're right about it. You know, and the thing is you got to do it when you feel it and when you enjoy it. And that's one of the things that I have learned on this journey. It's like if I don't enjoy it, because you can do a lot of things, right? We all
Right,
have a lot of gifts and things that we can do that, you know, other people can't do or don't do as well or whatever. But, you know,
right.
if we don't enjoy doing it, then it's like a job.
Yeah, and that's what I've told other people too. Like your life purpose is usually some gift or some type of talent that you already have and you do naturally and you love it. And somebody told you couldn't do it one day, or you just felt like it was too much, and so you do it in your private time or when nobody's watching. I was like, but if you put effort into that, into doing what you're good at, all of a sudden you're doing what you love, you can definitely make a living out of that. And then it's not work anymore because you're doing what you love.
Yes. Yes. I tell people, I said, some of the work that I do in the metaphysical, I could do all the time. Like I have this reading I do, I could do probably 3 in a day because
Oh,
I
wow.
enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy the connection. I enjoy, you know, walking in this place with spirit, because for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I used to leave my body so much, but I didn't even realize I was doing that. You know, like when
Yeah.
you start going through
Right.
things, you know, it's almost like a coping mechanism. You know,
Yeah.
you know, my husband started yelling at my ex-husband would start yelling at me, and I would just leave my body. You know,
Yeah.
he could yell all he wanted to, but I don't like to be yelled at. So I would just leave my body. And I did that from a child, I believe, you know, just leave. And so I
Right.
had to get a hold of that and learn how to stay grounded and stay my ass in my body.
Right.
You know? And so helping people with that and actually being able to see, you know, when that happens to other people, you know, because I could look at them and tell, you know, and
Right.
so I was like, okay, you know, how can I, you know, do this thing and actually be able to help people, but also be able to create an income flow? Because just like you said, we still got to make money. Bottom line,
Right.
you know, because you can't live in houses with for free, not in America.
Exactly. Exactly.
you know, and I tell people all the time, I said, I'm a thick girl. I like to eat.
Me too. And I think that's why I leaned into cooking so much. So then I can eat whatever I want. But then I got diagnosed about 4 years ago with diabetes, and I had to lose a lot of weight. I had to change my eating habits. But it didn't bother me too much because it's like I've been a cook for so long. There's nothing that I have wanted to try that I haven't or that I haven't made. I'm not missing out on anything. It's not like I'm deprived. It's healthier, so why not? Why not get healthy?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I mean, my grandmother has been diabetic, I think, since before I was born, and she's managed it well. I mean, she hasn't had nothing cut off, nothing. I mean, she manages it, but she still eats some stuff, every now and again what she want, but she manages it. She don't overeat it, and so I think that's amazing to me to be able to do that because most of the time, by the time I think my grandmother's 83 or 84, something like that. By that time, they're cutting off people's legs and all kinds of stuff, because they didn't do right. But she's managed it all these years, and I'm super excited about it. Right. I just truly, honestly stay at this place where I'm at this place where I'm normalizing being able to heal my body, because I know that our bodies were created for us to be able to heal ourselves. I know this.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was at, like, a couple years ago, I was just at, I would say, a health crisis with it. My levels were all over the place. I couldn't find out like what unit. I was still at type 2, but they were predicting that I'd be at type 1 within the next year. My kidneys started failing and leaking protein. Liver would have been next. Like, I had all these bad diagnoses that were saying that my health was failing. So then at that point, I was just like, now I got to rush. I got to rush everything in life to get it done, to make sure if something happens to me, my kids are going to be okay. And like, I just felt like I couldn't sit down in life at that moment. And it was like, ugh. And then I got into the metaphysical stuff, like after my fiance had passed and stuff like that, I learned about healing myself. Within the next year, my kidneys were no longer leaking protein. I found certain crystals and stones that I can carry that were healing stones, started practicing with them. Yeah. Now I take 1 shot, 2 pills, and my levels seem to be fine.
Nice.
So they were always like super, like my levels were high. For the first time, probably about a month ago, I got my first low. And I'm in Walmart shopping with my boyfriend, and I'm pushing the cart, and all of a sudden I felt like a light body. You know how people say you feel lightheaded?
Yeah.
Like my body felt light. And I thought it was something spiritual at first, so I got excited. I was like kind of happy at first. I'm like, ooh, something's happening. A download, something is happening. And my boyfriend's looking at me strange. He was like, I think you need to sit down. I was like, you know what? And then something clicked in my head. It's like, Amber, you got a low blood sugar. I just instantly knew. I was like, oh, it's not nothing metaphysical. I thought this was going to be something cool, but no. Then my boyfriend out. I hurried up, took my little poke, and I was at like a 70, which is super low for me. I'm usually between like 1 and 150.
Okay.
And they were high. They were like in the 200 and 300. So the 70 like knocked me for a little loop. So he's rushing all over the store, getting me cakes and cookies and eat this, trying to get my blood sugar up. But yeah, but it did. It knocked me kind of for a loop the next day because I was really like lethargic. I was really tired the next day. I was like,
because it takes a lot out of you when it drops like that.
Right. I was like, this is a different experience. But I was like, okay, well, at least now I've experienced that, so I know what a low blood sugar
now
is.
You know.
I did. I was happy at first, like, ooh, something's happening. You know, it was just a low blood sugar.
that is so funny because that actually is how we think, when we're in this metaphysical field and we're doing all these things. That's like the first thing we think, right? We think, okay, this is something happening. This is a good spirit is going to drop downloads, and I'm going to get this and that.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you before we get off, are you considering doing a crystal class, a class on crystals?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do plan on putting together a curriculum for crystals. Definitely.
Because that's something I just saw, just talking to you.
Yep. I was thinking about how to incorporate it because I wanted to do like meditation classes kind of first, get myself familiar, with teaching bigger groups and full classes because a lot of my stuff has been one-on-one right now. But because the crystal healer course class that I took was so awesome. My teacher was just awesome, and she was like an encyclopedia off the top of her head for crystals. And there's thousands of them out there. But she could tell you exactly what they are, what they do. But I'm I'm like her, and I'm definitely on my way. I could tell you about the ones that I have, but she was just like an encyclopedia.
So let me show you.
I definitely want
these crystals here.
Yep.
That's just some of them. I had a whole bunch of them, and I know what some of them are, but I don't know what all of them are. And I bought this book. Hold on. I bought this book right here.
Yes.
Because I said, I'm going to learn about these crystals. Because I know that they're amazing. And because I've been starting incorporating those into like my reading, but I use the crystal cards. And I just do a channel reading and I channel a card for them and, tell them what it does and what it means, whatever. But I was like, I really want to know, on a deeper level. You know what I'm saying? So when you get ready to teach that class, please let me know if you're going to do some online ones.
Yes.
Because, I'm not coming to Iowa because, it's too cold there in the wintertime.
I love the technology nowadays, how you can just connect all over with these FaceTimes and things like that. I'm down with it. However we got to do it.
That's what I'm talking about. So when you are ready, when you got your crystal class together, let me know. And if I can help you in any way, please reach out.
Yeah.
Because I really, really want to learn about the crystals. But, to me, with everything else, you have to resonate with the person,
Yep.
Especially in these fields. Because it's like, because I don't know about you, but I've taken a lot of classes and some of them is like.
Yeah. You can tell when somebody is just blowing smoke at you versus really knowing what they're talking about.
Yes, exactly. All right, girl. So let the people know where they can connect with you. We're gonna have all your stuff in the description of the interview anyway. But just let them know really quickly where they can connect with you. So if they're looking at this video and they say, or listening to this podcast and they say, oh, I really want to connect with Amber.
Right.
Where can I connect?
Well, yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is my logo.
Oh, nice. I like that.
So yeah, you can find that on Facebook.
Okay.
Right under Enchanted Body. Okay. And it's set up as a business page. You could book a free consultation with me on that. Or, I'll show the back too. You can scan or download that. Yeah, you can scan and download that QR link. Or you can call. Nice. You can call my phone number.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
And that if you scan that QR link, it'll send you to a landing page that I have where you can enter your email and then you could end up winning a free reading and a chakra alignment.
Very nice. Very nice. I love that. That is awesome.
Y'all, so yeah, I end up doing one of those every month.
That is awesome. That's really good. That's a good lead magnet. I like that. I'm super excited for this conversation. This has been amazing. This has been a divine appointment, as Amber and I have already discussed. And I'm so grateful that you have been able to join us and share in this amazing conversation. So if you are wanting to connect with her, she has given you her information, and it'll also be in the description of wherever you're listening or watching this. So I'm just super grateful because I just absolutely love this young lady. She's amazing. And I would say to continue to follow her, make sure that you follow her on Facebook so that you can be alerted to what she has going on, because she's going places. It's going to be amazing. She has a heart of God that is just, rare these days. And and I don't say things like that lightly. But I'm just grateful for the connection, and I'm grateful for her being able to come on my show today. So
yes, I'm grateful that we finally connected too.
yes.
And yeah.
Any last words, Amber?
Just sending love and light to all of our metaphysical family out there. But yeah, please connect with me. It's Enchanted Body on Facebook business page. Get on there and connect. Let's, see what I got going on. Let me help you. Talk to you.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Yes. I'm so excited. So you heard it from her. Connect with her at Enchanted Body on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching or listening to Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi. Make sure that you like and share the podcast wherever it is that you are watching, whether it's Apple, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Radio Breaker, and wherever else podcasts are watched when you see this. So again, thank you so much. And I appreciate you, and make sure that you continue to follow Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi podcast on Facebook as well. Thank you so much for joining. Bye now.
I know you've been blown away with the amazing value here today. Now go out and inspire the planet. And be sure to send us a message when you're ready to come talk about it on Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi.